everybody, it's Christine up today with day 4 of Scrapping Boys. Today I'm joined by my friend Susanna, so be sure to check out her channel. And today I'm going a little different route than I usually do, and I am working with products from all kinds of different companies. Generally, I stick within one collection or one page kit from the ScrapRoom, or, it's all kind of coordinated for me already. But in today's case, I started with some Cartabella papers from a page kit from the ScrapRoom, and then I just went all over the place. So right now you're seeing some papers from a kit that's a little bit older from the ScrapRoom, and it is this family game-themed kit, which kind of spoke to me with all the quarantine stuff right now. Also spoke to me because both of these pictures of my boys have colorful cubes in them. So like we're playing a game in one and they painted the windows in the other, and it just was kind of jumping out at me. One of my goals today was to go with more muted colors than the bright primaries that I've done the last couple days. However, I still ended up with a lot of bright and primaries, less muted primaries, although my navy blue background is a little more muted. But I did try to show that sometimes I do work with more muted papers, but I wasn't totally successful. I'll try again tomorrow. So that said, obviously I'm drawn to bright colors. I'm drawn to light, happy patterns, and that's just part of my style. Right now, what I am doing is I am taking the different patterned papers and I'm kind of fanning them out from the pictures. I can't really think of a better way to explain it than that. Creating layers in a unique way instead of just stacking one on top of each other and having little parts poke out. I made little fans, and I did it by making my patterned paper sheets the same size as my pictures. So like 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 for the bigger picture and 2 3/4 by 4 for the other picture. And that just allowed me to work in several patterned papers, but also have an interesting movement to the page. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break up that blue paper and add some white, because I felt like it was a little too dark at that point. So I opted to just use a smaller, a third of the layout for that darker blue, and then use some white up top. I don't use a lot of solid white for my base on layouts. It's just not the style that I go down very often. So when you do see me use a lot of white like this, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. That said, sometimes you need the white just to brighten things up, especially when you're working with a lot of darker products. So I have got that on there. What I'm going to try and do is get a nice lay of it where I put it kind of not in the middle, but not in the bottom third either. I kind of looked at the smaller picture and where that laid to be kind of my line for where the blue should be. And really, that was just a matter of moving things around and figuring out how it looked best. I have to say, when I did lay the white on there testing it out, I really liked how that looked. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add some dimension and texture. And I'm doing this just simply by adding a small 3D foam circle underneath each of those layers of papers that are fanning out. I am just adding it to the corner, and then I am pulling up the edges up top. You can see right there I'm pulling, and then I'm going to pull on the sides. And again, that just creates some interesting texture and changes the look from all flat to just kind of a roughed up look, which fits well with the boy theme. So you can see I'm doing that all the way around. I'm not doing it on the bottom. I'm just doing it on the tops and the sides. And if you're wondering, how did I get that fan look? Again, it was just a matter of laying it out until I was satisfied with it and then gluing them together top to bottom. There wasn't a measurement. There wasn't anything like that. I just kind of worked until it was satisfying to my eye. So the next thing I'm going to do is pull out some washi tape from the Birthday Blast collection from Simple Stories. This washi tape was sitting right next to me while I was working, and I thought it would look really nice on this layout. It was also a way to bring some color up to the top. Then I'm going to build my title. I am going to use this Family Time sticker that also comes from Cartabella within that same page kit from the ScrapRoom. I'm going to pop it up with some 3D foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L and put that right so it overlaps both of my pictures just a teeny tiny little bit. I like to have things overlapping the pictures. I just think it adds to the look and brings everything together. Now, I want to add quarantine in there. So I'm going to pull out these 3D foam, sorry, not 3D foam, foam letter stickers from Scrap. See, I'm messing up my foam stickers from Simple Stories. And these are in red, and you could see just a moment ago I was like counting with my hand on my fingers. I was trying to figure out what the middle letters of quarantine were. So I am going to add those in by starting in the middle and build quarantine from there. This is actually the first layout besides my monthly March layout that I've done about quarantine this so far. And I just had these pictures that I thought, they're cute. They tell some of the stories of our quarantine time, some of the things that we did. And so I would roll with it today and start getting that story told, because I'm sure if you're like me, you have a lot of stories to tell from this time period. So I'm adding those on. You can see I'm using a T-ruler there to make sure I get them on there nice and straight. And I will get the whole thing on there so that quarantine starts right about in the same area as the family time. And you can see that fit just perfectly right there. I'll make a few adjustments to the letters, just a smidge, but overall I'm happy with how that landed. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is pull out a whole bunch of just basic products from Bella Boulevard. One of the things I love about Bella Boulevard is that they have all these stars, all these hearts in different shapes, textures, mediums that you can use to decorate with, but they don't have any theme to them. They're just ready for you to use as embellishments that add to a layout. So in this case, I didn't want like the sticker set in the Cartabella page kit. It had like people and TVs and stuff, and I didn't really want that. I just wanted something very generic. And so going into my Bella Boulevard stash was perfect. What I'm going to work with is a couple things: the puffy stars and then their heart hugs. The heart hugs are a corrugated cardboard that work really nicely with just about anything. You can see right now I'm looking at these stickers on the sticker page, trying to figure out if there's some way to work some of them in, but I just don't really think any of them are exactly what I was looking for in this case. So, as a reminder, for this video series, I have two giveaways: a $50 gift certificate to Paper House Productions and a $20 gift certificate to the ScrapRoom. Both are available for entries 2 times each day. All you have to do is be a subscriber here and leave me a comment, and I will tell you what to comment on at the end here. And then you can also head over to Susanna's channel and subscribe there, leave a comment there, and that will get you 2 entries for today, and then you can do the same thing tomorrow and through the rest of the week. If you haven't checked out the videos before today, be sure to swing by those as well. So let's finish this thing off. You can see I've got the stars. I'm kind of playing with how I want them to be. I've got all kinds of stuff. You can see my desk is loaded at this point with different supplies. In the end, I decide I like this darker blue heart hug, and I also like the red heart hugs. The red is a more rich red. It's not the bright orangey red, and so it works really nicely with the papers that I already have, and the blue matches nicely with the navy blue that I've got going on at the bottom. So I'm going to build those as my base, and I'm going to try and create a visual triangle with one bigger cluster at the bottom of my pictures there. Then I'm going to add in these yellow and orange stars just around that to complete my cluster. And on a couple of the heart hugs, they did have little words on there, so I left some of those on depending on if they were appropriate for the layout or not. And other ones I pulled off. Some of them do come with words, some of them just come plain, but they're easy to pull off if they don't work for you, so that's a nice option for sure. So for the comment today, what I would like to know is, when you are creating, do you tend towards brighter, more saturated patterned papers and products, or do you go for the more muted stuff usually? Or are you like me where you kind of tend more towards one, but you do a lot of the other too? I do a lot of bright, but I also do a fair amount of muted stuff as well. But apparently when I'm working with boys, I tend more towards the brights. So leave me a comment down below on that. And be sure to swing by Susanna's channel. And we will see you again tomorrow with another new boy video.